Did we land on the moon?
Oh, absolutely not.
Super excited to have this conversation because Brian and I have talked about things like this years and years ago and for hours and hours because we work together. With that, we'll talk about who's here. Kaila, she's our social media extraordinaire.
Oh, wow.
Let me get a hell yeah!
So anyways, that's why Kayla's here. Across from me, I have Max. Nobody is really sure why he's here, but honestly, totally excited to have you here. I wrote down that you're our resident conspiracy expert who's not legally allowed within 500 feet of any school.
Yeah, that's awful. With a beard, it makes it so much worse, too.
The thing I'm most excited to talk about is conspiracies. I think we all know them and love them or hate them. And when I think conspiracy theories, the first person I think of is you.
My crazy ass.
I know, it's like it's
fucking knows.
No, not really. But I feel like if there was a conspiracy that I needed to ask someone about, I would ask you.
Did we land on the moon?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
There's some photos that show some pretty sketchy things.
Right.
What is some pretty sketchy things?
Well, the reason behind why they would have faked it was because of the space race, and people don't even think about that.
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the flag waving, there's no reason the flag would be waving in the videos.
Isn't there something weird about the shadows? The shadows aren't facing the right way.
Yeah, and the way that they're jumping, it's like really unnatural. And
I actually remember this theory from 8th grade was the first time I heard about it. We watched it in class. Did you guys
your teacher watched a conspiracy theory
on whether or not we went to the moon? The reasons why.
Deep.
That's a cool dude, especially back then. Like, how did you even have a video on conspiracy theories?
His name was Parantala. Does that ring a bell? Because you went to the same school as I did.
Yeah. What was that, Silvestri?
Maybe it was 9th grade. It was the same time. It was the same year that
school's out now.
It was the same year that 9/11 happened, which is another subject.
Kayla's over here looking at her notes like, I don't know where to go with this. They're calling out high schools. I don't think I have one. I don't know.
The biggest thing for me is why have we never gone back?
Yeah, think really. It's so true.
Deep. Wow.
That's pretty normal.
No, I'm saying me too.
That's the great thing about conspiracies. And
you guys threw the moon landing at me, and I totally didn't think.
No, seriously.
You know what? It was first on my list.
No, it's a good one.
She's the one who did it.
Second was Tupac. Is he alive?
Yours are so pop culture. It's so funny.
We actually went to high school with a girl, high school and middle school. Apparently, her mother worked on Tupac in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't even know about it. I mean,
they don't, but it's been around.
Yeah, well, the fact that we don't explore the Arctic or Antarctic circles.
I heard it's a no-fly zone.
What about
no-fly zone? And if you look at it from satellite images, like a lot of it's blurred out.
And what's the reasoning behind the no-fly zone part? That's what is weird to me.
Yeah,
Can we pull this up on the screen?
Probably. There's a lot of theories. I don't know. I've heard a couple people talk about different things. Of course, it always goes to aliens first, but
that's what I've heard is that that is like the alien base.
There's like
that's
an
the reason there's
underground.
no
but then it's also that it's just the elite of the world, and they have created a base to survive.
Have you watched The Family?
I'm sorry, but this picture describing
like
Hollow Earth theory looks like an anus. Basically, the aliens live in a giant anus.
Yeah, I don't know about that though. So this is claiming
look at it in the middle. Okay.
It's just an interesting, because I've heard people talk about the fear of like the ice caps melting and releasing diseases that have just been frozen in time for so long.
Yeah.
And we haven't even seen them. You know, maybe mankind so old you never.
I think people would respond better to that than climate change.
Yeah.
That process.
Well, you want to go down the conspiracies of climate change.
Do you know a lot about chemtrails?
I hate that term because
that's next on our list.
Technically, chemtrails.
Next on my list, chemtrails.
Technically,
what is the proper
it's been debunked.
name?
Well, that is, I guess, but it's technically been debunked because the first people that came up with a theory of chemtrails, they thought that it was poison. They thought that the government was poison.
But I heard it was called now seeding.
So
because they're controlling rain.
Yeah, but why are they controlling rain? Why are we in a drought? Both Southern California, Nevada, all these southwestern places. Why are they stopping the rain? But that's exactly what it is.
I heard they're planting rain.
No, absolutely.
So they're only planting rain in like Seattle.
So I'll explain.
No, not everywhere. It's not. In my opinion,
our expert wants to explain.
No, it's fine. But there is. I saw this guy break it down, and the way it works is when a cloud system's rolling through, it's going to move counterclockwise, create a thunderstorm. As it's moving in, you'll see on satellite images that they come in with the chemtrails. and they're busting out these lines and these grids. And as soon as it's going counterclockwise, it stops, straightens out, continues to go, and then they're just clouds. It never produces the storm. So that was when I believed that there was something going on. But if you just look at the sky when there's that going on,
why would they control it?
That's the ultimate question. That's why they're theorizing. They don't know. But a lot of people think it's water control.
But water control would lead to...
They're creating a drought.
Because you want...
Easier to control the population. If the people need water, if the government is the only supplier of water, then you have issues. Or it's easier for them to control. But if you look into the guys breaking this down, you can't argue it. You see it happening. And then, next time you're looking at the sky, look at the difference. You can see a contrail. And when a contrail is going through the sky, it dissipates, it disappears. When a chemtrail is going across the sky, it spreads. It goes across the whole sky sometimes. So that's the difference. There's a huge difference between a contrail and a chemtrail.
I don't know what to think on that one. I just look up and I just want someone to write something in the sky for me. So I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Is that a chem or a contrail?
No wonder she's so quiet. She has no idea what we're talking about.
She didn't talk that whole time. I was impressed.
I was